Flow of Logistics by Shipment. This video is proudly present to you by Fausta from PT Fab Enterprises Logicindo, a 4PL company, fourth-party logistic company located in Surabaya, Indonesia. The flow of logistics is an exciting topic to explore. Especially in this video, I'll focus on FCL or full container load by cargo vessel. How is cargo transported by cargo vessel? Whether a beginner or an experienced person handling export or import shipment, understanding the flow of logistics and its paperwork is always essential. When you know the flow, you'll know what to do and expect in each section of the flow. It is pretty rare for a person to use containers for transportation. Still, many manufacturers produce goods every day and ship them overseas every week. Once the cargo is ready to ship out, the manufacturer's shipping representative will contact the freight forwarder. They will provide relevant details to their freight forwarder, such as cargo readiness, trade under which Incoterm, port of discharge, volume and container types required, so that the freight forwarder can check the rate and plan the shipment based on the manufacturer's need. The freight forwarder will reply to the manufacturer with the sailing schedule, including closing time, ETD, transit time, ETA and total charges, so that the manufacturer can decide to book the vessel that sails on their preferred ETD. Once the booking had been made, the freight forwarder will provide the booking confirmation that consists of vessel details to the manufacturer. Once the manufacturer received the booking, they will plan the loading date with the freight forwarder to make all the necessary arrangements such as pickup and delivering the empty containers to the manufacturer. Many importers and exporters prefer to work with a freight forwarder to leverage their knowledge and connection, so that the importers and exporters only need to contact one freight forwarder. It doesn't need to get many parties such as shipping lines, haulage providers, and customs brokers to make their job done. Besides that, the freight forwarder will also check all the required documents thoroughly to avoid errors happen. All the papers must be perfectly correct, to avoid queries by the customs officer or be unable to process for duty exemption due to errors found in the certificate of origin. Special attention to all the paperwork is essential. To pick up the empty container for the cargo, we pick it up from the container depot. Container depot is the place that all the shipping lines keep their containers. Depot will also do all the necessary maintenance of the container, such as cleaning and repairing. Usually, we visit the container's depot in the early morning or late evening to suit the delivery time requested by the manufacturer. We will ensure our haulage driver inspect the conditions of the containers before pickup. As an imperfect quality container sometimes assigned, even we requested a grade A container with shipping lines. Once we deliver the empty containers to the manufacturer, we will follow up on the date and time for us to send the latent containers to the port. Some manufacturers ship many containers per week, hence the proper discussion of the delivery schedule between the manufacturer and freight forwarder is essential. Freight forwarder's adequate management on the delivery is also crucial to gate in the container before the closing time set by the shipping line. While the manufacturer is loading the cargo into the container, the freight forwarder shall have to follow up on the shipping instruction from the manufacturer to prepare the draft of the bill of lading. The container may considerably shake caused by the uneven road condition and rough sea condition, so it is important to do necessary lashing to avoid cargo damage. Once the containers gate into port, the freight forwarder has to make sure VGM submission and customs declaration are complete before the vessel departed. As you can see, there are many procedures to go through even before the container can get into the port. Plus, a massive amount of containers are also being collected by the port in a day. Therefore, closing time must be kept because enough time for unloading and loading between terminal and cargo vessel is essential. The containers are lifted by a giant crane called the gantry crane. The total weight of the container has to be strictly controlled, and the cargo weight must be evenly distributed since it is being lifted. Once the vessel departed from the port of loading, the freight forwarder also needs to follow up the bill of lading from the shipping line and forward it to the manufacturer. The manufacturer will send the bill of lading to the consignee once the payment had been made. The manufacturer will send the bill of lading to the consignee by courier services like DHL or FedEx. Before the vessel arrives at the port of discharge, the shipping line will issue a notice of arrival and a commercial invoice of terminal handling charges and other local charges to the consignee. Consignee required to surrender the original bill of lading to shipping line to exchange delivery orders. Consignees are also required to pay the terminal handling charges and local charges to obtain delivery orders. Once the consignee gets the delivery orders from the shipping line is agreed to release the containers to the consignee. At this time, the consignee's freight forwarder shall proceed to the customs clearance and arrange for the delivery once the customs paper is cleared. Documents required for customs clearance are the bill of lading, commercial invoice, packing list, and certificate of origin, if any. Once the laden container is delivered to the consignee and the cargo had been unloaded, this is the end of the whole flow of logistics by cargo vessel. After all this process, the cargo was finally delivered overseas. How do you like it? It looks like we are just transporting cargo by container, but various documents are required along the process. If there is an error in the papers, the shipment will not be delivered smoothly. So the understanding of the flow of logistics by sea shipment is essential so that your shipment can be delivered smoothly.
Bagaimana bro?
Yes, chill on
Feel
the
okay?
top.
Feeling good?
Okay, chill on the top.
Yes.